to have you with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Now, the PDP's convention's theme is about inclusiveness, it's about unity, and of course, renewal. Seeing that the other faction is not part of this convention, is it really reflective of this theme, Ojikutu?
Basically, it's two sides to a coin, and they said they want inclusion, and that's the theme of the event, of the convention: inclusion, unity, and renewal. That's the renewal is new beginning, unity is bringing people together, and inclusiveness is not leaving anybody behind. And that's what every political party, preaches, bringing people into its folds. So therefore, we expect that after this convention, the PDP, for their own good, should try as much as possible, make reconciliation the vocal point, reach out to the other faction, drop all legal cases, then come, to consensus in most of the directions they want to go, so that they can give peace a chance. If not, it's going to amount to winner takes all. There is still a layer, which is the Supreme Court. So which of the factions whichever faction that wins, let's say is this wicked faction that wins, that means the other faction is losing totally. And if it goes to the other side, that means this wicked faction is losing totally. But for them to be at the equilibrium, there is always room for renewal, always room for unity, and always room for inclusiveness and togetherness. Let them come together and resolve. They've worked together before. Governor Makinde, Governor Wike, they've worked together before, and there is nothing that stops them from working. All, standing to have an opposition party that is viable.
Indeed.
And, that can give Nigeria that option when it comes to balloting in 2027.
Indeed. Well, you, of course, talked about the Turaki faction being, of course, at the Supreme Court. They have now sought a clarification at the Supreme Court. What happens if the Supreme Court does not support the decision of the lower court in this case?
That means the Turaki, the Makinde faction is taking the flower home. They are taking the cake home. That means the winner takes all. So that's why I'm saying that whichever way, if it goes the Wike faction way, that means the Makindes, the Turakis, they've lost out. If it goes to the Makindes in favor of the Makindes faction, that means the Wike and all the convention and its beauty and everything, that means all the people supporting them, that means that faction has lost out. But for them to have an equilibrium point, which is what they said the theme of this convention is, which is the inclusiveness, unity, and renewal. For them to be able to go with what they preach, reach out to the other faction, try to look for an equilibrium point, then bring people together, bring the party together once again. This is a 28-year-old political party, and sometimes in the past they've pride to be the biggest, the largest, and they intend to serve for 50 to 100 years in the continent of Africa. So, but their predicament now is, a premise to what President Bola Tinubu advised. That speech of President Bola Tinubu was not just is for every political stakeholder in Nigeria.
Indeed.
Ego versus, common interest. So at every point in time, it is the ego versus interest versus, discipline and all that really makes people does not get themselves in a political party. And when you don't, it leads to failure. Indeed. Or success. It depends the way you have managed yourself.
Indeed, Ojikutu, a political analyst, must thank you very kindly for, of course, talking to us.
Thank you for having me. It's always my pleasure.
All right.